Good morning. This is Pastor Brian bringing you a daily devotion. We are in Genesis chapter 45. And what I noticed reading through this chapter is that three times in this chapter, Joseph tells his brothers that God sent him to Egypt. Let me read them for you. First, in verse 5. Now do not be grieved or angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life. And then verse 7, God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth and to keep you alive by a great deliverance. And then verse 8, now, therefore, it was not you who sent me here, but God. And he has made me a father to Pharaoh and Lord of all his household and ruler over all the land of Egypt. Now, of course, in one sense, Joseph's brothers had sent him to Egypt, because they sold him into slavery to some Midianite traders who were traveling down to Egypt. And so in one sense, yes, they did send him down to Egypt. But in another, greater sense, Joseph realized that God's sovereign, invisible hand was moving and orchestrating all these events. It's really wonderful when we come to realize that same conclusion. In the midst of our trials and pain, when we can believe that God has not left us or forsaken us, but he's still working to bring about his plan, that can bring great joy and peace into our hearts. Truly, he works all things after the counsel of his will. That's what we're told in Ephesians 1, verse 11. And so my encouragement to you today is, may God increase our faith and trust in his sovereignty. May we truly believe that he is invisibly working behind the scenes to bring about his good purposes, even when we face difficult trials and suffering. So, what difficulties are you facing today, right now? Do you really believe that God has either caused or allowed those things to come into your life? Do you really know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love him, to those who are called according to his purpose? And the greatest possible good that we can experience is to be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. So take heart. You have a sovereign God who's in charge of all things in this universe, even when it looks like the universe is spinning out of control, which it can look like that from our perspective from time to time. He's going to have the last word. So trust him today. May God richly bless you.